Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I am Farah Nadia binti Muhammad Nur. So today, my group and I will be presenting about bullying in school negatively affects students. So the presenters who will be presenting with me are Fatin Nur Saadah binti Jamal Abdul Nasir and also Siti Hanun Nakia binti Juwahir. Basically, in our extended essay, the contents contain 5 main points, as you can see in the screen, which are introduction, main idea 1, 2, 3, and conclusion.
Recently, we often watch and listen on the television and radio about bullying. Some people thought that bullying is just a joke because they want to tease their friend. But what is the meaning of bullying? According to Education Hub 2019, bullying is a form of mean, hurtful behavior that can happen to anyone at any time. Why bullying happens especially among students? Because the bullying want to show that they have a power and have an intention to harm someone and make a victim fear of them. Does bullying negatively impact students? Yes, bullying negatively impacts students. The effect of huge amount of this hormone towards the body is that it can cause stress and also breakdown. The pressure of bullying also can cause stress and tension, which can lead to a behavioral change like anger, anxiety, depression, and more. It is firmly believed that bullying in school has devastating effect on students since it affects their academic performance, contributes to poor mental health, and affect their behavior. Next, we move to next presenter.
Hi, I'm Siti Hanun Nakia, and now I will discuss the first main idea, which is bullying leads to poor academic performance. Students who are being bullied will be unable to concentrate in class. They lose their focus on learning. Instead, they will think of ways how to prevent themselves from those who bully them. As a result, the occurrence of bullying cases has indirectly made it difficult for them to be occupied in the learning process. Baran et al. 2018 explained that bullied students are unable to follow or pay attention to their studies well, and even they might not like to go to school. They will miss opportunities to participate in their discussion or even enjoy school activities. Besides, lower concentration in class can lead students to insecurities in the class. Students may believe that skipping school or classes is the best way to avoid being bullied and to protect themselves from bullying. However, without realizing it, it affects their grades and failed examinations due to missing class constantly. For the time being, students may create any reason to excuse themselves from attending class until it becomes the norm for them. People who have been bullied think that staying at home is one of the safest actions to stay away from the bully. Moreover, loss of motivation and interest of going to school are some of the negative effects of bullying that will eventually affect academic performance. This bullying method can cause a social issue, which is the victim losing friends due to poor grades, isolating themselves from others, and being unable to build inner self due to a lack of motivation from others.
Now we move to second main idea that bullying affects victims physically and mentally. Students who are bullied over time can suffer serious injuries to their physical health. For example, headache, stomach pain, sleeping difficulties, and more. According to National Bully Prevention Center 2018, bullying frequently has reverse effect of making a person weaker. Students may have both short and long-term impact, including physical and mental health issues. Bullying has severe and long-lasting detrimental repercussions on people's mental health and well-being. Bullying can cause feelings of rejection, exclusion, and loneliness, which can lead to depression and anxiety. As stated by Huston Behavioral Health Care Hospital 2017, children who are verbally and physically bullied have a higher chance of becoming depressed than children who are not bullied. Because of depression can cause victims to lose their interest in doing everything. Some are even unable to go out because of being terrified of being around bullying, as stated by Reach 2020.
For instance, it can even progress into acute stress disorder or post-traumatic stress disorder. When someone has been bullied since their childhood, it can hurt them mentally for the rest of their life. During these early years, kids are figuring out their roles, building their personalities, and learning who they are, according to Warner 2021. Bullying really affects people physically and mentally in short and long term. As I stated before, that we can see the physical effects like the bruises, damages, personal food, and more. But we cannot see how bullying affects victims mentally because it only can feel by the bully. Besides that, developing insecurities and low self-esteem are also the effects of bullying. Dajan et al. 2020 stated that self-esteem affects people's well-being and capability to create and sustain healthy relationships because they feel that their life is useless and nothing can mean it. They tend to have problems defending their opinions or making decisions due to lack of confidence, as stated by Dajan et al. 2020, page 22. This proves that the bullied student will face difficulties in expressing their own personal opinion. Thus, bullying negatively affects on students because it can affect their physical and mental health. Next, I pass to next presenter.
Okay, so I will proceed to the main point 3, which is that bullying leads to negative behavior. Bullying also affects victims' behavior because it changes their personalities and attitudes. For instance, before being bullied, the victim always communicates with another person happily and freely. But after being bullied, the victims become a silent person or suddenly introverted because they believe that there is no one who can protect them from being bullied. Also, bullying could cause emotional damage towards the victims. The victim's ignorant surroundings might affect more, making the victim feel more and more helpless. This is the reason why they are afraid to report to their parents and teachers, and at the same time the bullies took this matter lightly without considering the effect of bullying on victims. Next, the victim always has self-blaming issues that can lead to depression and low self-esteem. As stated by Rivara et al. 2016, the target of bullying always questions themselves, why me for being bullied, and started to blame themselves if they have problems with their friends. This perception may result in negative thinking and affect their mental health. That means self-blaming can be harmful to them if they cannot control it, and it will lead to psychological issues. According to ITSO 2020, when the victims blame themselves, they tend to believe that they do something wrong that can lead to bullying. They also cannot blame anyone or even bullies for the bullying because they start to think that they have a mistake with the bullies. Gordon 2021 pointed out that the victims know what is learned helplessness because they cannot ask for help from others, cannot stop blaming themselves, and cannot change the bullying. This self-blaming may change their mindset and affect their behavior and personality because it leads to hopelessness for victims to believe and tell others about their problems. Therefore, bullying significantly can alter the personality of a bullied victim, which means they cannot bear to the burden from the effect of bullying, and even their surroundings also ignore them.
To sum up, bullying disturbs the peacefulness in society because it gives irritating the bullied victims to not having an opportunity to fight for themselves. So, we came up with some suggestions to prevent this unethical act happen continuously by pursuing the root cause, which begin with parents. The parents should become a self-questioning person, especially if it involves their children. Colina et al. 2019 said that the parents need to ask their children about their school experiences and who their closest pals are. Another suggestion is that the teachers must fulfill their responsibilities as student guardians in the school by providing a safe environment such as analyzing the hotspots of bullying and guarding those places to address the bullying activity. In Islamic perspective, it stated in Surah Al-A'raf, verse 33, which, "My Lord has only forbidden immoralities, what is apparent of them and what is concealed, and sin, and oppression without right, and that you associate with Allah that for which He has not sent down authority, and that you say about Allah that which you do not know." This verse explains that people are prohibited to hurt other people, as Allah really emphasized the value of the human body. Thus, to protect our human rights, we as a human need to uphold Allah's law and manifest the value of humanity in our society. Next, to prevent the bullying act from affecting our health, Islam recommends the Muslim the right way in handling the mental health illnesses and build self-confidence with finding good friends, getting closer to the Creator, and always relying on God. As stated in Surah At-Talaq, chapter 65, verse 2 until 3, "And for those who fear Allah, He always prepares a way out, and He provides for him from sources he never could imagine. And if anyone put his trust in Allah, sufficient is Allah for him. For Allah will surely accomplish His purpose. Verily, for all things has Allah appointed a due proportion." This shows that if a person puts their faith in Allah, He will ease your path and help you solve your problem. As human health is crucial, human rights also should not be forgotten. That's all from me and my friends. Thank you.